Alright, first measurement we're going to take is the waist here. This is my sister, so I don't feel too bad about getting up close to personal on her here. You want to take that measurement. I mean, it needs to be precise. You want to make sure that it's where your chaps are going to be when you're wearing them. If you want to wear them lower, or some guys like to wear them over their belt or under their belt. Again, she's not wearing a belt right now. I'm going to account for that in the measurements, obviously. But if you wear a belt, a buckle in everyday normal life, you want to make sure that's on so we can count for that. So you get that measurement. It doesn't need to be too precise because I'm going to put a couple different holes in there so you can adjust them to your liking. The next measurement we're going to take is the upper thigh measurement. This one is really important because the upper thigh measurement is where we base off pretty much all the other measurements when we're laying out the pattern. So I'm going to come down here and we're going to, work that up in there pretty good because we want to make sure that it's tight and up in there high enough that we're going to get a good measurement. What I'm going to do right here is once I get this measurement, before I even take the measurement, I'm going to take my marker and lay in a mark right here on the tape as my upper thigh mark. Okay. Now when I take this measurement, I'm going to put a good fat finger under there. You don't want it real loose, but you don't want it to be snug either. So, fat finger, a little bit of room there so that when I lay it out on the leather and cut it out and we put it on there, leather's going to be a little stiffer than the tape and everything. It accounts for the bends and everything. So you want to make sure there's a little bit of room right there, but you don't want it to be really sloppy either. The next measurement we're going to take is going to be the lower thigh measurement. The best way to take this is to come in and find the kneecap. And I'm actually going to have her bend her leg just a little bit here. So right at the top of the kneecap here where she bends, I'm going to go about an inch higher. And take my measurement there. Now I'm going to do the same thing here. Before I even take the measurement, I'm going to make sure that's snug and tight. And then I'm going to put another line on my tape here. Then we'll go ahead and take the measurement. Another thing about taking these leg measurements is you can see back here she's kind of wearing some looser pants, which is good. You don't want to suck it down and roll those pants in there, right? You're going to want to leave a little bit of leeway in there to make up for those loose pants, because if we take her measurement at 20 inches here and we suck that down tight at 20 inches and then you go and put your chaps on, that rolls in your denim that are going to have to put down will actually make your chaps too tight and they won't fit right. So again, fat finger in there. You want to make sure your pants aren't sucked up against you, folded over. You want to make sure everything's pretty good and loose but comfortable. From here, we're going to come up, start at our upper thigh measurement, measure down to our lower thigh measurement. She's 9 inches. So I'm going to take my marker, I'm going to make a mark at 4.5 inches. Whatever half of that distance is, that's where your middle thigh is going to be. And then we're going to take that measurement, same as the others. We're going to go around there, try to get it to sit good, keep the twists out of our tape. Again, fat finger, making sure everything's good and loose, but snug enough to be comfortable again. From there, we're going to take what we call the outseam rise. You move your hand a little bit. So this measurement can kind of be up to the person, but basically we're going to measure from this upper thigh measurement to wherever we want the chap body to end up here. Some guys like to wear them on top of their belt, some guys like them below, some guys like them in the middle, whatever it is. I'm going to take hers here from the bottom of where her belt would sit, at the bottom of kind of that belt loop, and measure down. And that's your measurement right there to your upper thigh. Then we're going to take our inseam rise. Same thing. You're going to kind of have to guesstimate where your upper thigh measurement is. And again, go up to wherever you want it to sit on the front of you. Wherever that upper thigh meets, that's your inseam rise. Next thing we're going to take is for chinks, armitas, all those types of chaps, we need to know where the body is going to end. So you're going to come up here to the front again to wherever the bottom of the shap's going to be, or the top of the shap's going to be. You're going to measure down to the center of the kneecap. The reason I need this measurement is because shaps need to be at least 3 to 4 inches longer than the center of the knee from the right while you ride. And so we'll take that measurement. We're going to take another measurement from right there to wherever you want your shap body to end and your fringe to start. Popular style right now is most guys want the fringe on the shaps to end about the top of their boots, right? So you can come down to whatever your knee measuring is, add about 4 inches, and that's where your body will end. And then you can take another measurement from right there all the way down to wherever you want the fringe to end. Some people want it at the shin, some right at the ankle, some at the top of the boot. Take that measurement right there, and that'll tell us the length of the fringe you're going to have. And if you want, some guys will call and say, you know, they want 12-inch fringe. Well, that's great, but depending on the shap body, that might stop right here, or it might be dragging the ground. So we've got to kind of fit that to whatever your measurements are. For armitas and chinks and stuff, that's all the measurements you're going to need. Send me those measurements and I can lay out a pattern for you. If you're ordering a set of shotguns, we're going to need a few more measurements. Most of them are going to be based off of the upper thigh here. So we're going to start out. You're going to come to the upper thigh measurement. You're going to measure down to the center of the knee. Find that center of the knee and make a mark right there. And then you can take your measuring tape. Again, this is where it's important to have your boots on. If you're ordering a set of shotguns while you measure, we're going to come around here and find her thickest part of her calf. Whatever that measurement may be, we'll just kind of work up and down until we find it. It's going to be about right there. Again, we're going to make another mark right there. And then from there, we'll take measurements from our upper thigh down to these measurements. Upper thigh down to the center of the knee, upper thigh down to the calf. And then the only other 2 measurements we need are your overall measurements. We'll start up here wherever you took your outseam rise to, and we're going to run all the way to the floor and take that measurement right there. This again can be preference. If you don't want your shotguns to come down all the way to the ground, you could stop it at your ankle or a little higher. Most guys like them to go all the way to the ground. Same thing on the front here. We're going to take this measurement all the way to the top of the boot so that our shotgun cuff can come down and then come up over the boot and come up back on the inside. And take all those measurements, like I say, download the paper off my website, fill them out, send them to me, and then we can create you a custom pattern for your shaps. I've got a set of shaps laid out over here that I'm working on right now. You can see here's his outseam measurement where it comes over the boot. Really, the way I like to think of it, and I hope this guy's helped you when you take measurements, is we need to lay out the cylinder of the leg when we're taking the shap measurements. And so from this point here to this point here, that's somewhere close to his lower thigh measurement. And so we need to make sure that we're able to wrap the leather around the whole leg right there when we do that. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me and we'll get you straightened out. And I look forward to making your shaps for you.